Today we're going to be talking about legendary gems and which ones to upgrade, which ones to slot in, and overall just what to do with this massive system. Now, I'm going to give you some tips as a free-to-play player to go ahead and maximize your value, because that is where it truly matters when you have such limited resources as these legendary gems here. That being said, this is also applied to those pay-to-win whales out there that have a ton of legendary gems and are looking to get maximum value as well. Let's jump into it. So first, let's talk about the acquisition of these legendary gems and what their purpose is. So first off, you're going to get them from legendary crests mainly. You're going to get 1, 2, and 5-star legendary gems, guaranteed at least one of those types from legendary crests in Elder Rifts. Now, you're also going to get a small chance to get a 1-star legendary gem from rare crests in Elder Rifts, albeit it is few and far between when you're actually going to get that chance. Now, what are legendary gems and what are we going to be doing with them? Well, there's really two purposes for legendary gems. One is the actual effect that the legendary gem gets. So, for example, we have a 1-star Everlasting Torment here, and it's going to give us the chance to inflict agony on critical hits every 6 seconds, or every 20 seconds, sorry, on each enemy. And we're going to be doing a little bit of damage every second for 6 seconds. We also have a bunch of other set effects like Berserker's Eye, who's going to increase our damage. We have a Pain of Subjugation, that's going to increase our damage against loss of control enemies, and etc. Now, the other part of it is going to be the actual stats that we gain. And this is broken up into two parts. It's going to be broken up into combat rating, the most important PvE stat and an important PvP stat, and resonance, which is a more important PvP stat, but also extremely impactful overall. So first off, what does combat rating do? Well, combat rating is going to help us do more or less damage and take more or less damage based on the difference between yours and the enemy's combat rating. If we just check the stats here, you can see here it's going to say, okay, whatever combat rating is the enemy's, we have 98 higher, and therefore we are dealing X amount of more damage and taking X less damage. Resonance, on the other hand, is just going to increase our base attributes by whatever percentage it says here based on the total amount of resonance we have. Base attributes include things like this attributes right here or attributes right here. All of it's increased by 38%, giving us more damage, more whatever you have here, more block chance, more crit hit damage, etc. So those are the main purposes of legendary gems. And so we're going to break this up into two parts. One, the free-to-play kind of method in order to upgrade and slotting in legendary gems. And the second is going to be a more spend-heavy way to get maximum value out of your legendary gems. Now, in order to understand the thought process behind what legendary gems and which ones we should upgrade from a free-to-play player perspective, let's talk about the actual ranking up and what it requires. So if we just jump into the Apprentice Jeweler's craft or managing menu here, we can see when we're trying to upgrade this 1-star legendary gem, it requires 20 gem powder and 1 duplicate of the legendary gem that we have selected. If we just go and try to upgrade a 1-star legendary gem here, you'll see it's 1 gem powder and no extra duplicate. We check a 2-star here, scroll up here, you'll see 5 gem powder. Now, how much gem powder does actually gem power here each gem actually give us? Well, 1 stars give us 1, 2 stars give us 4, and 5 stars gives us 32 gem power, which is crazy. So how are we getting this as a free-to-play player? Well, we're going to get it from the very occasional 1-star legendary drops that we're actually getting. Some of the shops can sell us the 1-star legendary gem, but after that, crafting. And this takes forever. You're going to craft your legendary gems and use them as gem power, because that's the only way we're going to get gem power. There's not a way for us to get it outside of that. Now, because of this, we need to basically focus on a singular legendary gem that we're going to invest in. And that legendary gem does not want to have a lot of duplicates, because then we need to go find those, and it's going to slow down our whole upgrading process significantly. And we don't want to upgrade the more expensive gems because it's going to take so long to get that amount of gem power, to where we're going to either wait on our upgrade or just not upgrade it for a very long time. Now, there's really two strategies here. I already mentioned the way I would go about it, but if you are a very long-term player, you could save your gem power until you want to invest into a super amazing upgrade. If you happen to get lucky and get a 5-star legendary gem, and you want to upgrade that one because it's going to give you more combat rating, and you want to invest into the more powerful effect, then you absolutely could do that. Just keep in mind, it's going to stall your progression early on. You're not going to be able to grind for legendaries. If you decide to do PvP, you're going to be weaker in PvP, and all this other stuff. It's going to just basically stall out your gameplay significantly, where I think you should actually upgrade your legendary gems so you get more value in the short term if you happen to be playing quite a bit. Now, what legendary gems should we actually slot in as free to play, and what legendary gems are not worth it? Keep in mind that 5 stars are going to be extremely expensive to upgrade. And so based on this, what we're going to want to do is pick up all of the ones with the highest combat rating. Doesn't matter what type they are. If we just go here and check out the market here,
please come again.
You can see here our 5-star options are going to be these ones down here. It does not matter which one you get, just slot it in. Doesn't matter what the set effect is, you can't take any use out of it. If this rolls a 2 out of 5, you're going to get 12 combat rating. Compare that to a 2-star, you're going to get 12 combat rating. Compare that to a 1-star, you're going to get 8 combat rating. So whatever combat rating is the highest is the one you're going to want to slot in. Why? Because it unlocks further content, and it's going to be the best value in terms of advancing your PvE character more so than anything else. Now, there are some circumstances where this is, I guess, an exception, and that is if you happen to pull a very solid 2-star gem and you happen to have some really good upgrades for that, or you happen to have a 3-star out of 5 gem and your 2-star is actually just going to be better because your 3 out of 5 doesn't really do anything for you in terms of set effect. That could happen, but it's very rare, because remember, you have 6 slots to slot in legendary gems, so it's very rare that that extra combat rating is not going to be very applicable. So let's talk about some of the 1-star legendary gems that I'd look out for. This is for pay to play and free to play, but generally I would look out for Berserker's Eye for extra damage that you actually deal, Everlasting Torment for just extra damage against enemies in terms of a dot effect over 6 seconds. And the third one that I think is absolutely amazing for a lot of classes is going to be Carson's Invigoration. This is going to be especially good for your Demon Hunters and Wizards. Also, there's a few other ones that you could use depending on what class you're using. Trickshot Gem, Channeled Skills consume 8% energy slower, and whereas Black Rose is a PvP gem, in my opinion, where you can root people. Sleet's Weakening is another good one that's pretty much good for Elder Rifts or open world content. In dungeon runs, you're going to get very little value out of this, so pretty much use it for that, and then after that, trash it or use it to upgrade other gems. So those are the ones you're going to want to look out for in general. The 2-star legendary gems that you're going to want to look out for depends on your class. Follower's Burden is an excellent Necromancer one and can easily slot in. Lightning Core is great for every class. Highly recommend this one. Cutthroat's Grin is going to be selectively useful, but overall probably isn't good enough because you have to be behind enemies. Bloody Reach is going to be amazing for your ranged classes and be able to slot those in because you're going to get extra damage. Hunger can be used in some situations where you're really dying a lot. Power and Command is actually really solid. You just have to be aware of what state it's actually in every 9 seconds, so you could time out your damaging abilities and primary attacks to get maximum value out of this. And Battle Guard's actually quite useful as well if you're dying a lot and you need some extra decreased melee damage, specifically for melee classes. Those are the ones you're going to want to look out for. And then for 5 stars, the ones that are excellent gems for every class are going to be Seeping Bile and Bloodsoaked Jade. These two are just going to be absolutely amazing. You're going to get extra AoE damage in the Poison Explosion, extra dot damage, as well as extra movement speed and extra damage from Bloodsoaked Jade. This movement speed should not be underrated. If we just walk around here and just showcase the movement speed for Bloodsoaked Jade and then take it off, you'll be able to see that it's actually it's noticeably slower. It's obviously hard to see if you're not actually moving the character yourself, but that gem is an absolute game changer for sure. After that, there are a few, let's go back into the market actually here. There's a few that can be amazing, especially for melee classes, and one of them is going to be Blessing of the Worthy. If you're able to get this one, it's absolutely game-changing for melee classes because you're going to get the AoE damage around your character. Bottled Hope is actually really good for support classes, especially classes that have a lot of buffs. Barbarian comes to mind with this one. Echoing Shade could be good, but honestly, I would really focus on Seeping Bile, Bloodsoaked Jade, and Blessing of the Worthy. Howler's Call is an absolutely amazing PvP gem, though. I do want to shout that one out. And actually, Chippa Stone Flesh with the new changes to this, it's actually quite good. So those are all the legendary gems in terms of their strength and the ones I would look out for. As I mentioned, basically slot in all your gems as a free-to-play player if you can get the higher combat rating. After that, upgrade one legendary gem as much as you can, preferably a 1-star one because you're going to get extra effects from it, especially the Berserker's Eye, which gives you up to 16% extra damage. Now, with all that being said, in terms of free-to-play, let's talk about pay-to-play and what you're going to want to upgrade first. So pay-to-play has two systems. This system is exclusively accessed by pay-to-play players, and that is going to be the Awakening system. So after you've reached level 10 of your gem, you're going to get access to the ability to purchase, unfortunately, the Dawning Echo. Right here, this is 1,000 Eternal Orbs, so basically about $10. You purchase it, and it activates and awakens a gem or a gear piece where a level 10 gem is at. Now, this awakening is going to give you massive bonuses, especially depending on your class. For example, here I have Draw and Quarter cooldown decreased by 10%. This is my most important ability in terms of PvE content. Especially I run around on my horse to increase my dungeon run times, my Elder Rifts run times. It's also a very powerful ability in terms of damage. So the cooldown decrease here is massive. Now, each class and each legendary item is going to give you a different bonus. So you'll have to know and figure out which one you want. You could swap it around to figure out which one you actually do want, but you have to awaken every piece, I believe, in order to check that out. But your first priority should be getting a legendary gem to 10, along with upgrading all your legendary gems a decent amount before it starts requiring a ton of duplicates. Now, what I suggest as a pay-to-play player is to really slot in 2 gems that are going to be very excellent bonuses, just flat out, like Bloodsoaked Jade and Seeping Bile, which I have here. After that, slotting in a couple of 2-star legendary gems that are really good and a couple of 1-star legendary gems that are really good is going to be the way to go. Now, there's not really a specification in terms of I need 2 2-stars and 2 1-stars and 2 5-stars. You could do 4 1-stars. You could do 1 2-star and Lightning Cord and then 3 1-stars. You could do 3 5-stars and then 2 1-stars and then a 2-star. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is to get the actual effect from the gem, not necessarily the combat rating, because the combat rating can be upgraded due to the fact that you're purchasing gem power. Now, I do recommend that you get those legendary gems to rank 10 and only invest into 1 5-star gem. I don't recommend you rank up more than one of these, and the reason why is because if we could just go look at this upgrade here, it is starting to become insane. So right here from rank 3 to rank 4, I'm going to need 100 gem power and 1 Seeping Bile duplicate. Now, if we just check Lightning Cord here, and we want to go from rank 4 to 5, you can see here we need 1 1-star or 1 copy, and then another copy that's rank 3. This applies to the 5-star one as well. If I want to go from rank 4 to 5, I'm going to need a copy and then maybe 2 copies of a rank 3 Seeping Bile. So now I need copies upon copies of the 5-star legendary gems on top of them ranking up just to get 22 combat rating, when I can get that amount of combat rating with much cheaper investment from a 1-star legendary gem, because of the fact that I only need duplicates of the 1-star versus duplicates of the 5-star. So it's a much more value in terms of the short run and the mid run, because it's going to be so long before we actually get these gems to rank 10 that the importance should be placed on these 1-star legendary gems, which have really good effects. Now, one downside to this is going to be the resonance. You're going to lose a lot of resonance by upgrading 1-star versus 5-star. You could see here a rank 3 4 out of 5 is 270 resonance. A rank 10 1-star is 150 resonance, and that can be very important. But again, it's not something you should worry about early on, because these are so expensive to upgrade that you'll be sitting on this forever if you're waiting out for this to be upgrading. Now, one last thing, and that is another way to actually get power from your legendary gems or get them upgraded and that is going to be the market. I've already showed you a little bit, but you're going to want to look out for legendary gems on the marketplace, especially those 3, 4, and 5-star versions of them, because it's going to be much cheaper to buy them on the market versus actually trying to get them from your legendary crests. It's going to take so long. I've run quite a few myself, and I have not gotten a 5-star one myself. But if you're a free-to-play player, looking out for those 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, and saving up your platinum and selling your normal gems is a great way to earn platinum. Looking out for those, perhaps like Blessing of the Worthy here at a 3-star that is worth 37k platinum. This is going to take a while. There are some free-to-play players on my server that have like 10k platinum over the past week or so. So it's going to take you a few weeks to get access to a nice 5-star legendary gem if you've not gotten one yet. But this is just another way that you're able to go ahead and pick up 5-star legendary gems. All that being said, hopefully that gives you an idea on what to upgrade, what gems to slot in, and how to handle as a free-to-play versus pay-to-play player. I will see you for the next video.